right now.
Excellent. I mean, this has turned out to be very exciting.
Oh, this is
I heard a lot of people just be like, "Oh well, so and so is just going to win this whole tournament in a rout," and like,
yeah.
why bother doing this? And to have two people that no one's really heard of before in this is that's why we have these tournaments to give these players an opportunity to shine.
I mean, you gave me the bracket, and we were all like, let's see, who did I predict? I predicted Madalisk and Zombie Grub, and I was completely off by a mile and a half. But here we go. Over here in the top right of Habitation Station, one game away from a $200 payday. The Red Protoss. She is Selendis. And over in the top left, needs to win 2 in a row or her day is done in second place. She is Infinity Gaming's MyDarling.
All right, who's your pick, chat? Who do you think is going to take it all? Is it going to be Protoss player Selendis or MyDarling? I want to hear your predictions because then, like 5 minutes after it's all over, I can look back and be like, "Oh, they were so wrong."
I'm really kind of laughing my ass off that this whole tournament has come down to the classic matchup. Zerg versus Protoss. Or Terran versus Protoss. Wow, it's been a long day.
Yeah, who'd have thought? No Zerg in the finals.
You know, I'm really kind of just surprised that a Terran is in the finals. I'm surprised we had a TVT today. In
It's
fact, the
great.
only thing we haven't seen was PvP, which, I mean, how often does that happen these days?
It's just sort of the way the bracket works out. I mean, I think if we ran this all again, we might have completely different outcomes. But I mean, both of these players fighting through some tough opponents. I mean, Selendis bested Queenie in one of the early rounds.
That was the
and
first
Lizzie
upset
B,
we had.
yeah, and then bested Livy B later. So obviously earning her spot here. And MyDarling, on her climb up to the top here, did have to go through Zombie Grub as well. So these players have earned their right to be here. They have not had an easy side of the bracket or anything. So kudos to these two. They've provided some amazing games so far, and I'm sure this one will be no different.
I don't want it to end. I want my darling to win so we can go to one more game. One more game. One more game.
Marine shooing this probe off the watchtower here, as both players just doing their best to scout out and figure out what the heck is going on.
Make some noise!
Legend saying, make some noise. Yeah. I mean, we gotta do this live at some point.
Oh god,
if somebody can
yes.
figure out how to make that happen, that would
If
be
we
amazing.
get, hey, we just gotta get the donations. Plain and simple. Down there at the donation button, you want to see a live Ladies of the Swarm event. Donate to the button down there. We will make it happen. If we get enough money.
Yep. Bunker going down here. MyDarling learning that there is pretty frequently a little bit of aggressive pressure here. So this bunker will be done in time as the Zealot and Stalker move across. She's not going to lose any SCBs this time. Well, God, I hope not. Maybe this one by the front, but this is going to be a fully loaded bunker. So
Yeah,
great
no way.
adjustment by MyDarling. This is exactly what she needs to do. Play a little bit safer, knowing that Selendis has the previous tendency to do this. And as long as she doesn't pull out of the bunker here and take everything to go deal with the mothership core, she'll be in good spot. And it looks like push will be
Deflected, yes.
Thank
Mothership
you.
core will not take any more damage.
A little bit of a chip out of its armor there, but you know, it's a mothership core. It'll be fine.
We'll survive, probably. Warp gate and
Supply
another
block
stalker
here
on the way.
for Selendis. It's going to delay production for another, I don't know, 7 or 8 seconds here. Meanwhile, Observer queued up on the way, and Twilight Council going back behind this. So maybe going back to what worked earlier in the series. It seems like years ago, Izanagi.
I know.
But lots of Blink play.
That sick
And ever
base race,
since I was like,
remember.
I bet we're going to see Blink. We haven't seen it again for a while, so...
I want to see another sick Blink game. I want to see one. Alright, it looks like MyDarling can float down her command center over down to the natural. Selendis has her base down, and this could be interesting.
Yep, lots of stalkers here. More than enough energy for a photon overcharge. Gonna have enough for 2 in about 60 more
DTs.
seconds.
DTs
And,
worked so. You know what? They
DTs.
worked really well in game number 4.
Something 4, yeah.
Yeah, no,
on Frost.
No, yes, no
Yes.
game. In the game
Yes.
on Frost, the DTs
Yes.
worked really well. But you know what? MyDarling's gonna
here's
try and put on
this-
pressure again.
Here's the same. Oh, careful, medevac.
Back
Photon
it up.
overcharge does go back down.
Brutally efficient.
And this proxy pylon up in the
Oh, that is so
it's
cheeky.
so painful to see because they just keep walking like right by it, and there's also this observer spotting. So
That is so
it's
cheeky.
gonna be interesting here.
Though there is a turret in the mineral line. And there's going to be a turret.
Another turret
in the
going down.
second. Did she
Okay.
scan? Did she scan? She.
Don't believe
she didn't.
so.
No, she has no
Yeah,
idea.
there are both mules on the map right now, so she's not scared. Oh, she will spot this.
Viking good for
Viking
spotting.
landing. Okay, so you know what I learned the other day, and this just goes to show you can learn something new about StarCraft every day.
Okay.
Did you know that a landed Viking can get loaded into a medevac?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you play Terran, so you probably knew that, but I had never even thought about that before.
Well,
Make
I knew about
Viking
it, I
Drops a totally viable strategy.
No, it's not. No.
It'd be awesome if you could hide them in there, and then they could like deploy and immediately go into the air, so you could like hide your. I don't know how that would be useful.
No, it wouldn't. I gotta say, there's not really a lot of use for landed Vikings.
Yeah. Okay, there's 2 DTs being warped in.
Yeah, but they're being morphed in on the. Well, actually, where are they being morphed in?
Where are you, DT?
I saw it. Oh, they're in the warp prism. Okay. So the warp prism gonna make life a little bit more difficult. But you know what?
There is a Viking on patrol here, so is it just gonna be perfectly out of sync? Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's like.
There is a missile turret here.
Yeah, but the units all have to come back now. And that could take a little while. DTs, I mean
Viking is
SCVs.
gonna start chipping away at this, but not before another DT works its way in.
Yes, but now these DTs are gonna go down. How many workers have been killed? 10 workers killed for a pair of DTs. One more over there. Not
We
bad.
are seeing mech behind the scan does go down to pick up the last of these, and it's gonna be mech against Immortals and Storm here, so a bit of what we saw on Yansu, and
I don't know how
I
this.
just don't see this working out for MyDarling.
Yeah. this is-
Unfortunately, especially taking an economic hit there. She's got a lot of money invested into early Marines here, and upgrades for these and plugging along with bio sort of keeps the value of her early game strategy, whereas going into mech means that she's not adding any value by upgrading the unit she already has produced, and she's sort of starting over again. So makes it very tough to get an aggressive competitive army.
Huh. There is an Ultralisk impaled on a.
Oh yeah,
That is awesome.
every time. I thought you were gonna say there was an Ultralisk in production. I was like,
No, impaled on a power coupling. It looks like.
Yeah, you need to ladder more, isn't it?
I do. I do. But where do I find the time? 5 more gateways were in production. 2 of them just finished. So we're going up all the way to 7 gateways. That's a lot.
Bionic Storm just now finishing up, as well as Infernal Pre-Igniter, Cloak on Banshees, and this is a new addition to this matchup that we haven't seen yet. Ghosts are on the way, Ghost Cloak as well, so who knows?
I mean, without the-
Maybe, just maybe. We'll see,
Without the
maybe.
Mobius reactor need, you can get Cloak that much quicker. I mean, it is only 40 seconds, but it is better than nothing. Almost better than
Yeah.
nothing.
Adding Ghost in, I mean, that's the reason they did this, is to make mech more viable in this matchup. So Ghosts are going to serve a great purpose here against both Immortals and High Templar. Obviously shields the worry on Immortals and the energy there for the Templar. So It'll all come down to control, I think, Izanagi. Of course, there's only one ghost out at the moment, so...
Yeah, it needs another one. And with just the one barracks, every ghost is going to be so crucial in this engagement. Um, MyDarling really has to be careful though. If she gets caught out of position even once here, the game could easily end.
Yeah, that's kind of the trouble with Mac, is it's so position dependent. But I like this push out with a small force. She's gonna maybe get two
Templar for
here.
free.
Well, not for free. She's gonna end up losing all of this army, but
yeah,
a couple of High Templar is a reasonably good pickup, especially if you're trying to trade that bio out.
I like
it's
that.
not as good as you can ask for, is to pick something up. But there are pylons all over the map now for Selendis to just warp in all directions. And Monica's moving over to take the gold. I like this decision.
Yeah, that
Why
is
not just go for it? I think it's actually a little bit easier to defend the gold here as a mech player than it is to defend this lower third.
Yes, it is, because if you take a look at the amount of space she needs to cover the natural ramp in that whole area, and she needs to cover this one spot on the right side where the Scantipede is. Mothership Core a little out of position. Actually, we're going to have a huge engagement here. EMPs on the Immortals, but the Storms on everything. Not enough EMPs to get both the Templar and the Immortals. And this is a really close engagement, but I think there's just too much Protoss here. I think Selendis has it. I think we're going to see the 4-2. I think we're going to see an unknown champion here tonight.
Yeah, pushing out the Immortals so low on health. Winning Ladies of the Swarm, number 2, 4-2 over MyDarling. Great games by both of these players. Wow.